Hi again, I'm David Maurice, fee-only certified financial planner for Worthwhile Wealth Counsel.
And I'm Andrew Worthy, Associate Advisor here at Worthwhile Wealth Counsel. So, David, we had some change in currency in this past week's market numbers. Did you notice the shifts?
Well, yes, I did, Andrew, but before I tell mine, why don't you share yours?
Well, okay, if you insist. What I have is earth-shattering news.
Really?
Are you ready?
We'll see.
U.S. stocks were mostly up and in good form. But you know how for many weeks we've watched as small caps went straight up,
Right.
soaring above the others?
Yep,
Well, we knew it wouldn't last forever.
I suppose.
They finally broke their stride and slipped downward last week, slipping a ghastly 0.05% for growth and 0.03% for value.
Oh my gosh, Andrew. That is horrible. And a ghastly stumble for small caps. They probably just need a little bit of a breather. I mean, after all, small value still remains the leader by nearly double everything else US, except its bigger brother mid-cap value. And if you remember, these are the two that fell the furthest behind in last year's explosive market.
Yeah, so that was one shift, but is it just a blip or will it stick going forward? Time will tell. Two which did not stumble at all were large growth in technology, gaining back some of their serious steam, rising 4 3/4% and a little over 5% respectively.
Yes, and Andrew, large value was not left out of the race between large caps and small caps either, moving ahead about 1.25%. So in this week-to-week race, mid-cap growth and value barely held on to its weekly lead. But of course, its lead year-to-date is still nearly 3 times its growth partner.
And in foreign stocks, everything was ahead except for emerging markets, with growth stocks outperforming value in this case 2.25% and about 1.5%.
Now wait a minute, Andrew. Seems like you've tricked me into closing with bonds. I don't think I like that. But that's okay. It could be worse. Could I get a drum roll, please?
Sure.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Boom! All bonds bounced up. Barely. I mean, still barely. Only high yield and short-term corporates are above water year-to-date. About 1.5 and 0.11. But, hey, we'll take anything we can get, right? The rest are still underwater in a range of -1.5 and -6.5 year-to-date.
Well, that's a wrap for this week.
Okay.
But be aware of our timely breaking news reports. You never know when we might pop up with one. And as always, I'm Picky.
And I'm Petty.
And
we're
we're
the
the
Persnickety
Persnickety
Pedants
Pedants
of
of
Worthwhile
Worthwhile
Wealth
Wealth
Counsel.
Counsel.